How y'all doing? This G from Strike Force Recordings. This is going to be a first in what may lead up to be a many-part series tutorial in Pro Tools and another recording software. I'm working at home on my laptop, so I'm going to be using Pro Tools LE as opposed to the HD3 we have at the studio. This is version 8.0.1. If you don't have the .1 update, you should get it. I'm just going to open up whatever was the last track I was working with. Let me see. This is for a client. This was just a Drake and Ransom instrumental. I took some parts of the verse and chopped it up to make a hook for them. So let me see. We just go in here and listen. I'm gonna show you a couple little quick tips in hip hop producing. Now you hear how that is screwed up? That's what it's known as screw. A lot of people like to do that on their hooks. This is what it originally sounds like. Okay, now if we want to screw this little section up right here, all we do is just highlight it. We come up here to Audio Suite, go down to Pitch Shift, go to Pitch Shift on that selection, go to Chorus, and you bring the chorus down. Now you can also bring the chorus up to achieve chipmunk sounding in your voice, but we're going to screw it, so we're going down. All we do is bring it down, make sure the area you want screwed is highlighted, and just click Process. Now that's going to just instantly screw it for you. Alright. Now to undo on Mac computers is Apple Z, just Apple Z that. Now as you heard before, this one is already screwed. I know it was at -6, so to undo that, we're just going to bring it up to +6 and process it. And it'll make it sound like it did before. Alright. Now another plugin that's kind of like this but a little different is you hear sometimes in songs it'll sound like the record slowing down or the old-fashioned reel-to-reel audio tape is being slowed down. To achieve that, you just highlight the section you want. You come up to the same place, Audio Suite, you go to Verify. Instead of Pitch Shift this time, we're going to Verify. You make sure there's blue lights on for slow down. You highlight the section that you want slowed down, and all you do is click Process. Now it's going to sound like a record player or old audio tape slowing down. Listen. Alright, solo that out, even though it does have the beat on the solo. Sounds like a record player slowing down. Now, it also has another function on here called Speed Up. We'll click that, and this does exactly the opposite. It'll sound like it's starting up with a record player or the old reel-to-reel. So I go to beginning, highlight the section I want, and process it. Now listen. You hear it sounds like a record player starting up. It's cool to play with on some occasions. Now another thing that almost everybody uses in some way or another is echo or delay. You hear the echo on that? The echo or the delay? I'll show you how to use that. A lot of people say, what is the best plug-in for this? It is not really a best one. I use the one that comes with Pro Tools. They all pretty much do the same thing in different ways. Some of them add reverb. I like to add my own reverb. I don't want them putting it on for me, so I use just the regular Pro Tools delay. The reason you may not be getting the delay you want with your Pro Tools delay is you're probably selecting the mono version versus the stereo version, even though it's a mono track. I use a stereo version. See how there's 2 tracks here now? There was one when it was a mono. I put this plug in so it made it 2 tracks. Now I can control the regular sound and I can control the echo instead of just having one of these and only be able to control one. Then I'd have to make a duplicate of the vocals or adjust it in some other way. This to me is just a lot easier. The only thing with this, when you select it like that, they start you with you panned hard left and hard right. So that would be your main vocal here and your echo panned hard right. You got to adjust those to where you want the main vocal coming at and where you want the echo pan to. So you come in here, this is your main vocal. You don't want any delay. It's going to start you with your delay way up here. Now, you bring the delay totally off on the first track. This is going to be your main vocal. You keep your gain all the way up. You don't want to turn it down. If you need to turn it down, I'll show you that in a second. This is your gain for your echo. I don't like to keep my echo loud. I like it softer and to fade off in the background. So keep it like that. If your beat is on the grid, on your grid beats per minute, this one happens to be at 84, you could just click, and these will put you right to the beat, so the echo will echo right to the beat. I'll let you hear it one time with these. You hear that? And then you can make it a little faster or even faster. All right? Keep it like that. Now you hear how it's echoing a lot of times. That's because my feedback. If I had the feedback on 0, it's only going to repeat that one time. It's going to say A, B, A, B. With this time, I have it, you hear it as it plays. It repeats, and each echo is softer than the one previously to it. You hear that? It echoes on. Some people don't like it that strong. They like to keep it down. 0, like I said, is totally off. So we're going to keep it a little bit on there. Now, if you don't have it on grid and you can't think how to get your echo on time with the beat, you come in here. You can adjust it by the millisecond. All right, very fine adjustments on this plugin. So you can just get it to exactly where you want it. All right. I like to keep my beat on the grid or work it out till my beat is on the grid, so I could just tap it and it's going to give me the right time, and I could just select, how fast or slow I want my echo. That's that. Now, if you don't know how to get your beat on time, a lot of people don't. We're going to solo out just the instrumental, okay? Bring it to the beginning, hit return, space bar is to stop and play. I'm just pointing out obvious things for people who don't know. We're going to start the song. Now, it always starts you here with your BPMs at 120, okay? Most songs are not at 120. So all you do is you start your song. I'm going to turn it down so you can hear me. You start your song, you open up this, and you're going to tap T on your keyboard, the letter T, along with the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to bring your BPMs right to where you want it. That tells me my BPMs is on 84, and then all you do is just you want to get your kick landed on the 1. Your kick or your main snare landed on the 1. Okay, you see that? So later on you could just break it up and move things around very easily, and when you use echoes, like I just showed you, it's very much easier to use. Another thing with these groups, these are your different tracks. You can move them around very freely. They just let you move. If you want to select more than one, you hold down Shift on your keyboard and you click them, and then you can move 3 at a time instead of just 1 at a time. You can move them to different areas on the board. When you have a lot of tracks, this is very useful. Now you see if you click on them again, they're going to stay highlighted. To unhighlight these, you need to click on another track or hold down Shift and click on another track. If you hold down Shift, you can also highlight, say you just want from here, from the first one all the way down. You just hold down Shift, click the bottom one, it'll highlight them all for you. Now, say you want Trim, which is the plugin I like to use a lot. This Trim right here, you want it on everything, which I was telling you before with adjusting volume. Some people jump right to this to adjust their volume. It's known in Pro Tools that it does affect the sound quality a little bit, especially when you get into the high sample rates like 192 on your Apogees and your 192 IOs. So what I do is open up Trim on almost every track. Now a quick way to do that is just you go to your first plugin, you hold down Option or Alt, you pick the plugin, which is that Other, and the bottom one on Other is free with your Pro Tools, is Trim. You click on that. Now Trim, you see it just opens up on every track that's the same as this track. Okay, this is a stereo track, not a mono track like these, so it's not going to pop up here. This is also looks like a stereo track, but as I told you, it's mono with just a stereo plug-in on it. Now Trim is the same as volume. I'll show you on this track here when you're playing it. Okay, that just adjusts your volume. Same thing as a volume control, except you're trimming it and not losing your sound quality. I'm going to keep it brief on this one. I made a video earlier this morning. It came out to be 18 minutes. I know YouTube has a limit of 10. If you want to jump on to the next video for some more tips and techniques, I'll be happy to show you some more stuff. I know YouTube and other places on the internet helped me out a lot when I was starting, and I just want to go ahead and try to help y'all back. So I hope you appreciate it and stay tuned for more.